Hi, this is Rob the Bank, and you're listening to the Project K podcast. Cheers.
Nice. Oh, we are back in Wellington. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Um, but yeah, it's good to be back. And yeah, like my friend said, we've got Rob the Bank here. Thanks for being here, bro.
Hey, no problem. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see what we've got lined up for this.
So for anyone who may not know who you are, just give a little introduction of yourself, what you do.
Who am I?
Blah, blah, blah.
My first name's Robbie. Go by Robbie.
Yep.
Artist name Rob the Bank, of course. That's the main passion involved.
Yep.
The music side, but man, I think I'm a pretty bubbly dude.
Yeah.
I like to have a lot of fun. I like to get stuck into things when I want to, but like the overallness of like me being who I am with the music and stuff is just kind of being myself and whatever I want to make, I make. It's not like I have to have a strict like image feel, I guess.
Yeah.
Just float around all over the place. But yeah, I really enjoy just having fun. I can say that over and over again because it's
awesome.
like the majority of music and stuff is based off fun and people just coming together and making random stuff work, and that's the majority of it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Thanks for the introduction.
Yeah.
Not to start off with one of those, what would you say, rather generic questions, but where did music kind of start for you?
For me, it was like the bus rides on the way back from high school and stuff.
Yeah.
Was like the real moment. I was like, yeah, you can just immerse yourself and just, like, you can block out anything with it. But it was also like me in primary school, I was very into it. I did the classic talent quest shit, and I'd be a little 5-year-old, 6-year-old with a mic in my hand, just running around on the stage. It's actually great. I did AC/DC. It was like the first song I did at a talent quest in my primary school.
Oh, shit.
And it was a Thunderstruck, and I had like the full backwards cat, and like my mate was up there, and he had like this random pirate scarf, and it was just so funny, man. But like that's kind of where, from a young age, I guess you kind of know that what your passion is. If you find it when you're young, you kind of you're lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky if you find it when you do. And yeah, that's kind of where it started. My dad was always heavy onto guitar, like players like Jeff Buckley or even like Carlos Santana. John Mayer had a bit of a big influence in my growing up as well. A lot of the stuff that's sampled now is quite funny listening to how it's changed compared to what it was when I was growing up. It's cool though. That's the whole point of music. Though, it's just making something new out of nothing.
Yeah.
But that or something. But yeah, music was. I would say it just gets you out of a lot of weird things that go on in your life. You can chuck your headphones on, you get away from it all, but you also just, it's nostalgic. You want that nostalgia feeling of taking you back to a place, a certain time where you were listening to that song, and it brings it back. So, and yeah, that's kind of what it is for me.
Is that kind of how you draw inspiration in your music? Like,
Oh, massively.
yeah.
I go through like time, like for first stuff, it was like very much Mac Miller influence. I loved Mac Miller going through that period. So my influence was Mac Miller and Schoolboy, and just going through my nostalgic days of me when I was 15, 16 on the bus ride going home from school and shit like that. Or like, and then you start to dabble in other things. But hugely what you grow up on is definitely what you kind of relate yourself to and your nostalgic feeling in your music.
So has it always been hip hop? Because I thought I heard on the podcast that you did with Dan that you dabbled in a bit of house music.
Oh, we just have a bit of fun with the house. House is so good because it can be so simple and yet can have the biggest impact on like your feeling. I really love house music. I think it's super underrated. Like a lot of people have a downwards like look upon it half the time because it's kind of I don't know. But I think it's just amazing. I love some house. I've never really got into D&B, but I always get into house, like tech house, and just old school house, even disco, go back through those genres.
Yeah.
I loved them. But yeah, it's also just timing on what you're feeling at the moment.
Yeah.
In the moment.
No, yeah. So should we expect any
House
in the
for
future?
sure, at some point. There's definitely
Yeah.
going to be some house stuff at some point.
Yeah.
At the moment, I've been definitely tapping into my disco summertime feeling, because obviously we're coming into summer here, so you want to get some releases lined up for that summer wave. But
Yeah, because I've noticed a few artists now, who do just predominantly hip hop and that they'll get into a bit of garage house as well,
yeah,
and I don't know, it's like it's not house, but it kind of just goes together.
Yeah, that's where that UK influence
Yeah.
comes in, because UK garage is, like, when you can get it right, it is. Chase, for example, listening to his latest stuff,
Yeah.
he can nail that. Like, he's got that garage sound.
Yeah.
So he's got so much potential in that area, I think, when I listen to it. But I think I wouldn't go garage. I would never know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm definitely more. I feel I'm definitely more towards, like, lean towards the disco-y and tech house stuff at the moment.
Yeah.
It's quite fun though. Anything goes.
No, yeah, it definitely is. It's like house has always been like one of those genres that I've always loved. Like, even though I love hip hop and rap, like, I do have several playlists that are just dedicated to just not just house music, but like along the same genres.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, you've got. I would say I listen to rap majority of the time, but at the moment it's been like fair bit of house involved in there, and also just randomly going back on the old school pop 2000s, like Timberland, and even I was listening to Flow Rider heavy last night, because I was just going through those times of like, man, this is what I grew up on when I started being a reckless teenager.
That was the stuff that we were all listening to, like, as embarrassing as it is to,
yeah, exactly.
To look at the music you used to listen to. Like.
Yeah, but it comes on at a party and you're not really mad at it. You're kind of like, oh shit, this brings back a memory. That's good for it. I love that stuff. But that's got that that upbeat, like classic 128 half the time.
Yeah.
Around that area, BPM area, and that's kind of, yeah. I do want to make more house. I haven't actually made that much house. I've just rapped over a couple, like Purple Disco Machine.
Oh, I love those guys.
Yeah, I've rapped over a couple of their beats just for like a live show or whatever, and I want to whip out some house at the end of it to leave everyone on a fucking high note.
Yeah.
Then I'll just whip that out. But yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah. No, it's sometimes in my spare time I do like to do a bit of music production, and it's really interesting to see the difference in how you arrange like house music compared to how you would arrange like hip hop music and like trap music. It's so different. You know?
You can't cut the beat in a house song really. You've always got to have layers. Whereas with hip hop, you've got a vocalist.
Yeah.
Generally, that's like another heavy instrument to it. It's not saying that a vocalist is also an instrument, but you get the punchlines and stuff in rap. So you want to make the beat more heavy on certain parts, whereas you don't really have a drop as such. You do have a drop, but it's not like a build up.
Yeah. Do you produce a lot of your beats?
Pretty much all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's a big part of how I started music. I used to sit in my car when I was 14, like wouldn't go to class, sucked at going to class, so bad at English, like so dyslexic. This is self-diagnosed. I don't actually know if I am. Never got it tested, but man, I could not write or read that much. Like, I would say I can hear things and I will be sweet, but when it comes to like jotting something down, my words are muddled up, so I just have it locked in my brain, I guess, and that's my way of running through it.
What do you make your beats on, or like what program do you use?
FL.
Yeah.
Strictly FL. I really want to start on recording vocals in Logic, but I haven't got around to it yet because you get stuck and you just want to chuck vocals on, but you don't want to. When you get used to a DAW, it's very hard to get out of that using that old door to a new door.
No, yeah, because I've talked to my brother who uses quite a lot of music production programs, and did talk about how FL is really good for hip hop and trap, and then you've got programs like Ableton and Logic that are better for house music and dance music.
Ableton's amazing for dance, and I would also say Logic is extremely good for live instrumentation. Like when you're trying to play plug in a guitar or something, Logic gives a way clearer sound. Don't know why, but it just has a different feeling. Yeah. Whereas FL can come off like, you can get that gritty, hard, I guess punchiness in your kicks and your snares and stuff, but it doesn't get that full stereo kind of feel. But that's like a step up that I think everyone's got to make, and I've got to make, and it's like when you get to recording vocals and stuff, just go straight to Logic, because I want to figure that out right now, and it'd be way better if I knew about that a while ago, but I learned that from Caleb actually. Caleb just showed me he showed me where he records his vocals and stuff, and he's like, yeah, Logic gives a way better sound, but he makes all his beats in FL as well.
So do you think you're still, I guess, maybe developing your sound, or do you think you've definitely got a pretty set way of doing your thing?
Developing my sound as in, I would say my voice is a big thing. I want to learn how to use my voice more in certain songs instead of having the same kind of cadence. Kind of get into singing, I guess, a little bit, but in terms of my sound, it's quite hard to. I want you to have that's a Rob the Bank song or something, but also I don't really want people to expect it. I quite like the idea of just releasing something that's totally different to what I last released, and then just chopping and changing between different genres, and if one hits, if one sticks, then you stick with that style for a little bit, and then you've branched off. But I'm still experimenting, I think. But I think everyone still experiments. It's just what you put out, because you're always comfortable with putting out a song that suits the rest of your discography. But as soon as you jump into that you release a rap song and then you chuck out a house song or something, you get a little bit nervous of how people are going to react to it. Like when I put out OY, it was a lot more indie punk rock. Released it on Crate Day just because it was funny. But it was like that. When I put out that, I was quite nervous, but it got really good reception, and I'd say definitely in Wellington alone, a lot more people listen to that and the other stuff. So it's an interesting one. But yeah, you kind of have to clock your brain into never being satisfied to perfection. It's got to be, you got to just be satisfied with, okay, I can show people myself growing. I think that's a big thing.
But no, it's cool though when you can see through someone's discography. Okay, and you can almost see the the progress they've made. And that also comes with changing the sound as well, because they figure out what they like and which areas they want to go into, and it's really cool to see.
I think Mac Miller has got one of the best discographies of progression I've ever seen in an artist, from his corny rap stuff all the way to circles and swimming, which is just swimming in circles, which is just whoa, this is inspiration from Pink Floyd, everywhere. Whereas the first stuff is always college dorm, university dorm, high school rap.
Do you take, assuming you take a lot of influence from Mac Miller, are there any other artists that you...
ASAP, massively from ASAP, but also Caleb at the moment, and that whole underground scene, layering your vocals and really making your vocals sound wide and clean. It's a big thing at the moment for me, but inspiration always pops up out of nowhere. What's an example? I'm trying to think. You can kind of earlier stages, Mac Miller and stuff, and now I'm starting to open myself up to like Yeat and Playboy Cardi and see those, like that whole opium era and how you can put that and like somehow align it with the old nostalgic stuff, as well as being like ASAP Rocky kind of does that feeling of putting out anything in a way. Like you got Sundress and then you got Babushka Boy and all of them, and it's just like that is a whole different feeling.
He's another artist, and that whole just ASAP mob that was kind of like, it was really that rap that kind of like, even I grew up with, like going through high school, and that was just ASAP mob. And
that whole ASAP crew is very nostalgic to me.
But no, it's funny you mentioned like Yeat and Cardi, because a lot of the younger artists that I'm meeting, the ones that are like, I don't know, like between 18 and 20, a lot of them are finding inspiration from artists like that, like Yeat and Cardi, and how they...
It's a new sound.
Yeah.
It's something that we didn't grow up on, but everyone else is growing up on it. So you got to adapt. You can't, you can't... There's no way I'm ever hating on it, because I actually love I love that sound. There's nothing better than if you're like, I don't know, late night in your car or in your studio and you just crank it and it just makes you feel a certain way. It's like, damn.
There's this one Yeat song that I've got on my gym playlist. Yeah. Like, and I'm gymming at like 6:30 in the morning, but this song is just... I'll bring it up. It's honestly, I will never not stop listening to that song, because it's just...
there's so many, man. My favorite would be at the moment I actually did like the Drake and Yeat one, and Yeat just cadence on that is so good. Yeah, I don't give no fucks. And the I'm trying to think what. I'm sorry about that was a big one for me, and Get Busy, those ones that kind of popped them off. What was that song?
Talk.
Yeah, that's a crazy that beat.
Just goes insane.
Benny X is fucking insane. Like, next generation, it's like, I don't know how he does it. He just brings in all these random sounds, and they just feel so gritty but smooth. It's just, he's a crazy producer.
Yeah, it's a really good song if you want to get a pump on.
Get a pump on with Talk by Yeat. Songs for the gym.
But yeah, let's take it back a little bit. So you're from Nelson, is that correct? Yeah, and then you went to the UK, is that right?
Yeah, lived in London for a couple of years, and then came back here. But yeah, London was awesome.
Yeah, was that just like a kind of like an OE, or was that almost like a...
It was it was an OE in a way, but I got my visa and I was just like, fuck it, let's go try it. Live in London, so I moved there with my girlfriend. We stayed there for 2 years, working hospo, going to the studios at night. Yeah. Just grinding. But traveling, like we did a good 9 months, I'd say, of just travel, like all over Europe, North Africa, Morocco, kind of, and then a bit of UK. Never went to Scotland or Ireland. Should have gone there, but it was just like that. Travel was so worth it. Yeah. It opens your eyes to everything, especially being so isolated here. Because
hell yeah.
Yeah, now all of my mates who didn't do it and went to uni are now doing it now.
It's literally the time, like, no.
Is it good?
Yep, still good.
Just double checking.
Yeah, it's still good. It's just but yeah,
literally the time now.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone's just going overseas now.
No, and I couldn't imagine how busy the beaches and stuff were over there this summer. Because when I was over there, we were lucky because it wasn't, 218, like, it just was kind of standard, I guess. It wasn't that whole after COVID buzz or anything. It was just...
Oh, yeah.
Whereas this was like
me and my partner were over in Europe around that time too. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because it was that whole... The after COVID buzz last year was like the first year that everyone... Because you would have gone up the year after COVID, but everyone just worked and saved, and then went. But no, London has a massive impact on my earlier music and now. But yeah, like Lord Apex and stuff, just the West London group was just crazy.
Yeah.
Connor Pritchard did a video with Lord Apex, and I didn't even know that until I didn't realise he was a Kiwi and stuff.
Yeah.
And that blew my mind. But yeah, that whole underground group is crazy. That stoner, smoker rap, I guess. Laid back, chillin', jazz influence, lo-fi. Oof. Great samples. Yeah, that UK sound I really, really liked. Then drill was kind of on the come up.
Yeah.
Wasn't too big then. It was like Gigs. I remember Gigs released the album where he's a giant in the cover. I can't remember what it was, but that was him and Skepta were running that, and Stormzy was running it as well.
Yeah.
That scene back there.
Yeah. Now there's just like so many of them coming up. Yeah.
Like so many. I've been listening to heaps of Central C.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I guess he's the Jack Harlow of the UK.
Oh yeah, well he's coming to R&V this year.
Yeah,
year. Yeah.
I went to him at Listening last year.
Oh yeah, how was that?
I loved it.
Yeah.
Everyone didn't like it because it was raining.
Yeah, I heard everyone was like shitting on Listening last year.
I had a blast. I thought it was so fun. I didn't go there to like. I guess I didn't go there dressed fancy, and I did not care if I got wet. So
yeah,
it was fun. You just get one of those $1 ponchos or whatever that and just chuck them on.
Yeah, everyone was doing that. My brother was saying that, so they did.
Not too good for the environment, but
yeah.
But you've run it anyway.
Because AJ Tracy was there as well, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. That was crazy. Who was it? Central C and AJ Tracy and then Jid. Yeah, it was crazy actually. This year was also super good though. Yeah, Listening's the only real rap festival in New Zealand. I wish they'd bring Rolling Loud here, but if Rolling Loud come, put me on it.
I thought I saw something about Rolling Loud maybe doing a
Aussie one.
Oh, is it an Aussie one?
Yeah, but they cancelled.
Oh,
they cancelled last week. They're like, nah, because I was looking at that as well. But it was only going to be a one-dayer. And for coming from New Zealand to fly there for one day and then come back is like...
a lot of money.
That's a lot of money for one day.
Yeah, because they did one in... Is it Thailand? Is that...
Yeah, that looked cool.
Yeah.
That would have been a really cool one, because then you can go on holiday in Thailand as well.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, it's not as expensive to... I mean, not like I'm talking from experience. I just hear from people that it's, you know...
Oh, yeah. No, Thailand, I haven't been to Thailand. I can't wait to go, though.
But how does... let's go back to when you were in the UK. How... Before the camera turned off, question was, how was it being in... the UK, like how was that musical environment?
It's completely different, but it also, that's the whole reason. Listening to international sounds is where I didn't grow up listening to New Zealand music as such. There was always like the standards on the radios and stuff, but I never had it saved on my phone. I was very much like listening to a lot of UK, a lot of like JME and stuff. And then before I went to London, I found those West London guys. Yeah. And that's how I got a song with Finn Foxhall, because I was like, man, this song slaps. Sent him a DM to get on one of my songs, and he was chuffed as with it, so it was perfect. And then went over there and got to link up with them and stuff, which was really cool as well. Yeah. But yeah, that whole international feeling into the music is a big part of it. Like, you've got to experience... I had to experience stuff that I guess you wouldn't... Well, not... Someone from here wouldn't really experience when you're 18, 19. Yeah. Like, just living on there by yourself. So it was a very influential time into my music taste. Yeah. I'd say. But it's cool. It was good.
Because did you notice a difference in, I guess, the people that you were meeting? Like, what kind of mindset they had in terms of how they approached music?
Way bigger mindset. That's kind of what gets me got me really thinking about it was, yeah, you're not thinking of getting, like, you don't think, I want to get big in New Zealand, right? You don't look at it like that. You look at it like, oh, we can do this and the world would probably like it. Like, it's like this weird, you're in one of the biggest cities in the world for culture and arts, and there's so many opportunities where it's like, oh, you could meet this person, they have this connection, let's use that connection to find this person, and all of a sudden you've got like 10 people within like talking distance of like big magazines, big videographers, photographers, other artists. It's all very close, and it's not hard to find if you just go to the right spots. Going out to gigs is a big one. Like, you just have to go out. Like, my girlfriend would work hospitality nights, like in restaurants and stuff, and I would work during the day. So at night I'd go find these random gigs on, a couple of boiler rooms and stuff, and you just find where they are, the secret little spots that locals go to, and local artists and stuff. And when you find them, you just got to talk and really just make your presence known, because otherwise you just get swept. Like, it's like you just get taken out. So you got to keep pushing and showing who you are and showing what you can do. And that's something that people here hold back on. It's not like confidence, and there's a big difference between confidence and like being humble and bragging and whatever. But if you have to be confident in a situation like that, you can't go into it second guessing yourself. Otherwise, nothing's gonna happen in a way. Yeah. So that's one thing. And when you establish it, like when I established that, it took me a little while, but when you finally get the courage to be like, yeah, no, this is me. I'm a rapper. I'm no longer a barista. It's kind of different. It's like you've got to take it or just go. So and then people look at you different. Like like people start off a little bit shady, like oh, he's a rapper, whatever, he's an artist, and then they see it slowly moving. Perception changes on you. So.
Yeah. And how old were you when you went over there again?
18.
Yeah. And how, being in the UK as an 18-year-old, how do you kind of just, muster that courage to just insert yourself into that scene? Is it like you said, just have that confidence about you?
I'm very lucky that I had that one connection with Finn Foxtel through that song, and his team that he had, like, I think he probably had about 10,000 monthly listeners when I found him. And my mate put me onto him. And when I went over there, you'd send him a DM, maybe not reply, send him one more. And then if he doesn't reply to the second one, then you stop. But he replied, so then we're chatting. Then you kind of say, yo, do you want to meet up here? Do you want to go to this? Oh, you're going to that gig tonight? I'll come meet you. And then you just go out your way, you meet them, then you meet their team and their crew and the ones who you can hit up and hang out with. And that's the cool part about it. Yeah. But yeah, everyone over there in that scene was definitely striving for something. And I think we've finally got that going here. Especially with the helps of like Windy Workshops and Sector 22 and all the studio spaces around. There's a big community growing, which is really cool to see.
No, yeah, I've seen it like growing in like a very good way over the last couple of years. And
yeah, that was the London influence on me. It was like, if you just stay confident, back yourself, and push into the circles that you want to be in, you'll be fine. Yeah. You'll be good, and you work it out. But then you've also got to find yourself and realize who you want to be known as well. So yeah, it was a great experience for me in terms of just general life.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It was good.
And so let's fast forward a few years. Did you go back to Nelson, or did you just?
I went back for like Christmas, New Year's, and then came up here. When did I come up here? I would say came up here in January 2020. Yeah, just before lockdown. Yeah. That was lockdown, eh? Yeah, that
Yeah.
was when that was when all that shit was going
It's
down.
a wild time to come to Wellington.
Yeah, no, it was. But to be fair, I'd rather be in Wellington than London
Yeah.
at that point.
Oh, hell
Because
yeah.
at least your family's close. That was the main thing at that point.
Mm.
And also, lockdown to me, the first lockdown, I had a great time. I was chilling. I was playing so much 2K. And just like, yeah, so much. My sleep schedule got fucked up.
No, yeah, it's such a wild time to reflect on when, like, you think about just all that time when we were just forced
Yeah,
to
this
stay
would be
inside.
on Zoom.
Yeah, and I was just like, wow, what did we do?
No, yeah, it was so bizarre. Like days and nights were the same. There's no difference.
I found, funnily enough, some artists that I have talked to told me how much good lockdown did for them and their music.
Yeah, no.
Because all they needed to do was just make music. And
No, well, that is exactly it. You can just. I made fucking so many songs in lockdown. Probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 were good, but the other ones, you got to make shit ones to make good ones.
oh, hell yeah.
The silly songs, man, you got to make the silly songs. But yeah, it helps you by not having any distractions. It's kind of
Yeah.
apart from the PS4 right there. That was the only distraction really.
Yeah, I know those feelings. But and so yeah, you got to Wellington, you experienced lockdown like we all did. And when did you meet Dan?
Dan hit me up. Oh, well, this is probably 2021. Yeah, I didn't know anyone in the scene at all when I came here. Like, no one knew me, I didn't know anyone. And it was just this very interesting, like, I was like, fuck, where are the artists? Like, after being in London surrounded, I was so like, oh my God, everyone I know is like uni or working. And I'm like, where the fuck is the artists and the like creatives and shit? And then Dan messaged me. I didn't even know who he was either. I wasn't really searching Instagram that hard. I was more just trying to like figure it out where people were by word of mouth. But Dan messaged me and he said he liked my half-hearted video, which came out a while, 2021 as well, which I feel so different. I feel like a whole new person compared to when that came out. But he messaged me after that, and then I said, yeah, I had a quick scroll through his Instagram, and he said, keen to meet up, so and so, and I said, yeah, come to my house. So I took him to my house and into my room on Cuba Street, and it was just that was like my studio. It was in my room.
Yeah.
And we sat there and just I played him some songs, and he's like, right, I'm going to introduce you to a lot of people in the scene. And he kind of put me under his wing and just led me to so many opportunities, like meeting Tuck and Jason and all the people at Windy Workshops, which is now thriving with people, and like pretty much it's opened so many doors to everything around you, as in like graphic designers, and you can get photographers, videographers and everything. So that was a huge thing that Dan was a massive part of, was making me feel like an artist in Wellington, which was cool.
Yeah. No, yeah, Dan was I actually met Dan before I started all of this kind of stuff, and I was going through a bit of not a phase, but just like a stage where it was kind of just like, where do I start? And yeah, we had a chat, and after then it was a bit more of a clearer path.
Well, yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like I was making music, but I was never going to post it because I didn't have any second opinions or anything. You don't want people to say, yeah, post that, and it'd be shit. You want people to be like, nah, that sucks. I can change that, which is a big part of it, and he was massive for that. And he introduced me to Ralla and Calum Sempra.
Yeah.
All of those boys, and then I slowly met into like Will McLean and Chase and Mikey and CH Jacob and all of them. there's a lot of artists here, which is crazy. Delirium is another one that's gonna. I think he's gonna be a heavy hitter.
No, he goes hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, yeah, I really sympathize with what you said before about, when you're first here and you're like, we're all the artists.
Yeah, where the fuck is everyone? But Dan will be a goat for the Wellington scene. For this, everyone will know his name.
I think so. He's had such a huge impact on the Wellington scene here, and when I was first wanting to get into the scene, he was also one of the first names that came across me as well. Like I had a friend who does music, and he gave me Dan's name and a bunch of others, and yeah.
Which name did you find him in? There's so many. DB World.
It was under DB World at that stage.
He was very good at just opening everyone up to the scene, bringing us in. Appreciate you, Dan, for that. Yeah. Love.
Shout out Dan Berry.
Shout out Insanity.
But I want to go back to when was it? It was, Calum and Luke's show that they had. Yeah. Do you remember what I said to you when we met that night?
Oh God, I've had a bit of an adrenaline rush after that.
No, so granted, I was like a little drunk at the time. When we talked, I called you a Wellington icon. Yeah. And
oh shit, thank you.
And thinking back, I was like, yeah, I probably said that because I was really drunk. But no. So I'll tell you the reason why I said that. So I've been to a few gigs in Wellington, and I've seen quite a few people play, but I don't think I've ever seen a crowd sing shout an artist's name, like chant an artist's name as an opening act. Because before you came on, I remember it clear as day because I got a video of it. All I'm hearing is bank, 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 and then you just come out and everyone goes insane.
Yeah, no, that was really fun. That was probably my fourth show, I think, because I did that one tour with Dan, and that was like the introduction, and even that was like, holy fuck.
That was crazy, yeah.
That was so fun. And then doing that show, I did another Rage Cage for Dan. Sorry, that was my fifth show, because I did Rage Cage and the Cuba Duper.
Yeah.
And they were both like crazy. And then that one at Meow, just to have like a lot of stage room where I could really just run around and be fucking crazy, was so sick. And I can't wait to do another one. I really want to do another one.
Yeah.
And it would just, it was so fun. It was so fucking cool. And it was really cool to have that, like, it's nice because it was a lot of my friends obviously in that crowd, but it's also a lot of people who are just fans. Well, I hate saying fans, but like people who listen to my music, which is really cool. Like that's, as an artist, it's always like a really humbling, like, holy shit, that person knows me for my music. That's like, whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
No, it was cool, and especially finding out like that you're not from Wellington as well. It just made it seem like that much better as well.
Oh, it was so fun, man. Yeah, I love live shows. I think, and that's why I might like making massive varieties of music, because you can kind of stagger your shows in a way that you've got leverage. You can be like, let's not do a chill one, let's do a heavy show, and maybe stick like two chill songs in there, or let's do a chill one and have a house track to end it on. Like, it's that whole kind of planning your show towards how you want the show to be for everyone else.
Yeah,
that was fun for that Meow one. And since I'd like production and producing stuff, I love putting little intros into my like what I'm gonna open with. I'll start with some weird shit, or like something like in that one. I remember I put in a local bank robbery, heist, not local here, but in the States or whatever, I found a news clip of this
Yeah.
reporter talking about a bank robbery heist that happened in New York, and I just thought that would be so fucking hard if I just put that in before I come out.
Yeah.
And that stuff's just what gets everyone another little bit of like hype.
Yeah.
So yeah, that show was awesome. I appreciate that. That was for calling me an icon. That is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. But no, yeah, I mean it. It's like I'd like never seen anything like that for an opening act. It was crazy. Yeah, but no, that was
I can't
really
wait to
good
do some
show.
international shows. Like working with artists like Oza as well from San Francisco. Nicest guy, like so nice. DMs me every now and then. I'll DM him. Always like, and every time I've been to the States twice, and I've never went to San Fran, but I've always been meaning to go purely because he's there, and I know he's got a great group of people. They're called like family, not a group. And man, they're exactly how I picture Wellington.
Yeah.
In the creative scene. It's just it's so sick. There's a lot of cool artists. There's another one called another guy called Trevor Spitter, who I think he's on the come up in the LA area.
You say Travis Spitter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, I've heard of him before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
Yeah. Have you had much contact with international artists when they have come to New Zealand before, or even Wellington? Because I remember you did do a song with Kamiyata as well when he came.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing for me, I actually recently we just had J1 come through.
Oh shit, yeah.
Us, which was really cool. But
because he was it
High Tide? Yeah. But that's what I mean by having just connections. Not that I didn't even tell him I was a rapper or an artist or anything, but it's just cool to hang out with some people and see what they're like in person. Like I listened to J1 a little bit, I wouldn't say heaps, but I definitely know him. Like,
of course.
But yeah, just to have someone come through like that and just sit on my couch right next to and just have a little yarn, pretty crazy. And then we went and played football with him. Poor Jason. Have you met Jason Ray? Do you know Jason Ray? 10 Again? Does 10 Again stuff?
I know who he is. I just haven't met him.
Poor dude broke his leg playing football.
Well, wait. Do you want to provide more context on that? Because I'm just trying to think. Unless someone went in with a 2 foot.
No, just such unlucky circumstances. Really, it was just raining and he slipped and fell bad.
Oh damn.
But no, that was cool to have Tyson. If you know Tyson, he messaged us and said, "Yo, I'm the artist Leon. Is it Leonze? I think Liaison. Yeah. So for J1 showing him around, do you mind if we come to the studio? And then he also got Dan and Aiden to film the whole thing, which was really cool. So yeah, when international artists come, like Kamiyata and stuff, I will make sure that it is a comfortable and not a music orientated interaction, because I don't want it to be a music orientated. If it happens, sweet as we can do stuff, but it's more just like hanging out, meeting each other. Like you want to get a bit of chemistry. Find common ground in anything. Of course. So yeah, and Kamiyata was so nice. He was so nice, but yeah, he just came back to the studio after we went out for dinner to chow. Came back and actually Tuck was like, play him some beats. And I was like, nah. And he's like, just play him one. And I was like, oh, all right. And I played him the one that's now Open Your Eyes. And he's like, yep, I'll get on this. So that was cool. But I didn't even ask him to either. He just kind of started rapping. He just started freestyling. But yeah, it was cool. So international artists, when they come to New Zealand, somehow they just managed to, it's Wellington's small. There's not a lot of people here. And if you're in the artist community, it's pretty easy to get, your contacts around. So we all know who's coming, what they're up to kind of thing. It's a great community like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean when you were talking about, making sure that, you know, they're in a comfortable environment. It's not just purely business focused, because you can, I guess maybe you can, it can like,
But it's also just like genuinely, it's a human interaction.
yeah, exactly.
It's like someone. It's not. It's also making yourself feel comfortable. Like it's just, you just got to take a step back. Be like, yeah, that person I've listened to, I know him through Instagram, know him through that, but I haven't met him in person. So really, do you know him? like when you, until you meet them in person, that's when you actually know what they're like and who they are. So, and that's the cool part about being an artist, is you can have an image that is slightly different to who you are, but you still want to portray good means in yourself.
One artist I wouldn't say I got the wrong idea about, but one who I guess surprised me was meeting Luke at Meow that night.
Oh yeah.
Bubblegum.
Yeah,
he's
nice dude.
yeah, he's a really really cool dude, real down to earth, and
Super chill, super funny.
yeah, he's hilarious. I also got the same vibes from Latour as well.
Yeah,
really
Latour
cool
as
guy.
well. They were both so good. That whole crew of Dozy as well, and Caleb, and that whole tour was really cool, because I did the Wellington show, and then I just drove up with Caleb for the to watch him in Hamilton and Auckland and meet everyone.
Yeah.
So that's also another great way of. If you there is advantages, obviously, of when you have someone like that around, you can meet these people. So yeah, that was really cool to just hang out with them and chill and just connect and, I guess, enjoy each other's presence.
Yeah.
fellow artists. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. Before we wrap this up, we're in November right now.
Mm-hmm.
Should we be expecting anything more from you before the year is out? Any new music?
Yeah, next week.
Oh, next week?
Friday next week, Disco Tune's coming.
Disco Tunes.
Well, it's not really a disco. It kind of is. It's more of it's a fun summer song. I'm very excited for it. I think I've heard it's definitely, yeah. To me, it's a summer smash.
Okay. Well, I think by the time this comes out,
it'll be that. When will this come out?
probably next week. Next
week?
weekend. Next Saturday.
Next Saturday?
Yeah.
Stream Ride With You out now. New one. How do I even say this? Ride With You out now, I guess. Yeah, straight Ride With You out now, and we got I got another little mixtape that's pretty much there. I just got to finish the final touches. I'll give you the name. It's called Bankrupt.
Yeah.
It's like I'm playing off of I've decided to kind of run with two little projects of like Bank Vault and Bankrupt.
Oh, nice.
And just jump between the two, as well as keeping my place names as like an actual. Oh shit! It's like an actual. Like a full album of like me getting more personal.
Yeah.
Whereas the Bank Vault and Bankrupt is going to be more have fun, relax, chill out.
That's
this
cool.
is whatever vibe.
Yeah.
Bank Vault will be more chill. Bankrupt will be more in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. Shout out to Tuck the illustrator. He does the covers.
Shout
Legend.
out to
The Bankrupt cover.
Okay, to close this out, what kind of advice would you have to anyone wanting to pursue music or anything creatively?
You as a person will reflect the music that you make, and your music will reflect you as a person. It's a big thing. So how you come across yourself is going to portray in your music.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing that you want to establish.
Yeah.
Whether you want to be goofy with it, hard with it, whatever, just portray it in the way that how you want to be seen, and then people can't fault you on anything.
Nice.
So that's my advice. And keep going, obviously.
Yeah.
Fucking music's an up and down. you will go through so many ups and you will go through so many downs, but that's the whole point of it. Shit'll happen at the weirdest moments. You'll be fucking so down in the dumps, and then you just get like one text, and you'll be on top of the world again, loving it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Well, yeah, you heard it here from Rob, Mr. Bank.
The RTB.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on the podcast, man.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Awesome.
Lovely little spot you got here, by the way.
Yeah. Who would have knew that? My house would make a decent studio.
Do you want this to be in the studio? Great studio you've got here.
Yeah. Okay. That's us. We'll see you later.
Cheers.